So here is how you get 30 Ancient Shards for free every month, all the way up to possibly 80 once your account is fully set up, so let's get into it. But before we do so, real quick, check out Aptoide if you haven't done so yet. It's going to be allowing you to earn massive bonuses whenever you're making purchases in Raid Shadow Legends. Once you do have enough of the bonuses that you are going to be getting when doing these purchases, you're going to be able to use the bonuses instead of your actual money to buy the things for you. We'll talk more about this at the end of the video. Now, the first couple shards are going to be coming straight up for every month just from their daily login. Now, on the very first month, you're going to be getting a big bunch of those. You get at least 3, and for the second one, you also get 2, as it is right now, actually 3. But as you progress forward a little bit more, it's going to be going down to even 1 at some point, I think it is. Actually, there we go. For example, you only get 1 during this month. So yes, we're going to be counting these as like 1 shard, even though for certain months you're going to be getting a few more, like 1 or 2, or even some void shards, because this got buffed a little while ago. But that's a very easy couple shards. Next up, the shop. You get 1 ancient shard per week in the shop, that making it a total of 4 per month. Very easy, straightforward. Next up, you're going to be able to earn up to 5 ancient shards from the market every month. They're going to be appearing at random, so it's obviously no guarantee that you are going to be actually being able to see them, but there is going to be a maximum of 5 per month you can get from the market, right? So just go ahead and check it out. It's going to be costing, I think it's like 200,000 silver or something like that, but it's definitely worth it just trying to go ahead and buy them if you can see them. Next up, you can get up to 6 ancient shards per week simply by doing your weekly quest. That is because you are only going to be needing to complete your daily quest 5 times for retrieving the weekly quest, right? So once you finish up all these 5 and everything else is done, this is going to be regenerating, so basically you can go ahead and do all of this again the next day, right? So yeah, that is 5 times 6, that's 30 days. If you count a month as 30 days, well, there you go, that's 6 ancient shards simply for playing the game. If you want to join my team in Raid Shadow Legends, click the link in the description to get a free Narma as well as Anax, Uugo, and Mausoleum Mage as you progress through the game. Here's what you need to do. First of all, log out of Plarium Play on PC and uninstall. Then click the link in the description and register a brand new email. Launch Raid and complete the tutorial, and then go to your inbox and claim your first champ. Don't miss out on your chance to get a fresh start in Raid with a free Narma and 3 epic champs. Click on my link right now. Another way of getting a bunch of ancient shards is going to be simply to just play dungeons, right? Every single dungeon is going to be having a chance of dropping an ancient shard, as you can see over here on the item drop section. Now, it's a 0.5% chance of dropping that ancient shard, so it's of course no guarantee, but over the course of a month, if you're going to be doing any dungeons, at least you will be getting a couple. I've been for sure getting a couple like this month. I just did, I think, yesterday. So you can count on those at least like 1 or 2 for sure if you are not really doing too many dungeons, at like, for example, I am doing right now, which I am mainly focusing on farming the campaign to still like assemble a proper roster. But once you get to the point where you're really like farming for gear and you're like scaling up on the levels and the stages you are doing, then you will be farming a lot more dungeons, and in that case you can be counting on a lot more of those ancient shards. Now, a very good reason to do the dungeons, which I forgot to mention, is basically straight up just going to be whether or not there's like dungeon diverse events going on or stuff like that, which will definitely be taking you down to the dungeons at some point, right? So you can talk about getting a few more ancient shards if you really want to be putting your time into those dungeon diverse events, because, well, they're definitely worth it. And in that case, you could get, I don't know, something like 4 or 5 ancient shards if you're actually lucky. Now, another very deterministic way of getting a bunch of ancient shards per month is going to be clan versus clan. Now, just saying and assuming that people are like watching this video and just starting their new accounts or stuff, in the case that you are in the lower tiers, or like, yeah, lower tiers on the clan versus clan battles, you're at least going to be able to guarantee yourself to get 1 ancient shard if your clan is able to fulfill all the milestones, right? Like any decent clan that you are in should be able to get at least like a couple million points over there, like we are right here. And in that case, once you do get to the milestone number X, or rather 10, I cannot see how many points that was actually. I think it was like 2 million, maybe a little bit less, whatever. You are at least guaranteed to be getting 1 ancient shard. Now, I'm actually not sure how many clan versus clans there is during the duration of a whole month. I think it was like once a week, I think it is, maybe. In that case, at least you're getting 4 out of all these clan versus clans events. Just being in a clan, being in a decent enough clan that's able to complete the full thing. If you're in like higher tiers and like a different kind of clan world, you're going to be able to get a lot more out of that, right? But at that point, the point requirements are also going to be getting higher, and therefore, yeah, I don't know, maybe it might be a little bit difficult to assess whether or not that's a more feasible way of getting those extra shards, right? So just straight up talking, basic clan clan, you're just starting the game, and you are like just about enough to clear milestone 10 with your clan, at least you're getting one every week, so at least 4 per month, if that is how many clan versus clans there is every month, which I think it is. So with all the stuff that we already mentioned, we can say that we already can like get like about 20 to 25 Ancient Shards by doing things that are straight up just like logging into the game and playing it for a few minutes, right? Like, it's not really anything that's going to be requiring, of course, any investment. We talked about that this is totally for free, or doing anything that's like complex whatsoever. We're just like clearing basic stuff and playing the game almost passively. Now, another one of this kind is going to be the one that you can buy every single time that the Vassal. So yes, if you're not really like already not buying the Direct fragments because you are already past that part of the game, you can get one Ancient Shard per week and just fully focus on getting that, which is going to be, well, a deterministic way of just getting some more of this. So I don't know, let's just say you get, well, 4 per month if you're really focusing and committing to using all your gold bars onto the Ancient Shards. Now, you can also get Ancient Shards from the classic arena off of the weekly placement rewards, right? So if you're somewhere like, for example, me, where you're like in gold and stuff like that, you are going to be able to, I think it's like average 2 per month, right? Because there's a chance of getting them from the chest over here that like finish, like you can get one of these every week once the ranking period ends. And yeah, like there's of course no guarantee that you're gonna be getting it, but there's a decent chance depending on how high you are over here on the tiers of gold, right? So let's just say you're gold 1, which is pretty entry level on PvP. You're gonna be able to, at least I would say, like get one every other week, so that is like 2 per month. So I think with all that considered, at this point we can say that we have around 30 Ancient Shards you can basically get every single month, and we didn't really get into anything that's like committing to any kind of content or like really trying hard for those Ancient Shards. You're kind of passively doing the content that the game offers to you, and of course we're talking fully free to play, right? So yeah, that's about just 30 Ancient Shards per month you can get without even counting the stuff that you could probably get out of any kind of event or tournament, like gear enhancement and stuff like that, where you can at least get one Ancient Shard decently easy. Stuff like that you could add to the mix. But yep, as we already mentioned, this is like 30 per month already, extremely easily, free to play, not really putting too much effort into the game even. Now here's where you can take this the extra mile with a little bit of extra requirements, right? First of all, let's just go to the Demon Lord here, which is basically going to be your shard pulling machine, right? It's very, very damn important so that you can get a very good early game Demon Lord team. As soon as you can be starting to clear the higher tiers of the Demon Lord, you're gonna be able to get so many more Ancient Shards, right? So as soon as you can get to like brutal level, or of course the higher the better, that is when you're going to be starting to really be pumping out those Ancient Shards, right? So of course the drop rates are going to be as high, or rather higher, as you go deeper and deeper, and eventually of course being able to get better stuff out of these, like Ancients and Primals and all that good stuff. But then there is also the fact whether or not you are killing the Demon Lord, right? If you actually kill the Demon Lord, that is going to mean that you're going to be getting double the rewards, right? You're going to be getting the chest, and then after the Demon Lord is dead, you also do get double the chest, right? So double the chance of getting those rewards. Now let's just say you are in a decently new account. If you're going to be clearing brutal, like for example, I'm not really able to go all the way up to Grandmaster chest brutal just yet. I think I'm just like about being able to do some damage to it to at least get, I'm not sure where I am, over there, I'm just like 8 million, right? So that's like, I've just put one key into it. I'm just able to get myself a Guardian chest, right? But the Demon Lord is going to be dead, so at least I'm getting double the Guardian chest, right? Ideally I would be getting to Grandmaster and as high as I can, that is always the case, but of course there is a chance over here of getting one Ancient Shard, right? Anytime I open one of these chests. Of course there is also the Void Shards, but that is not really the point of this video. So there is about I would say like the drop rate, really averaging it throughout a month, it's going to be saying, I think it is like 6 Ancient Shards per month, straight up, just opening the chests from, I think it is Grandmaster chest on a brutal difficulty. That is of course if you kill the Demon Lord every time, which your clan should probably be able to if it's a decently straight up just a decent clan. 6 Ancient Shards per month just from the brutal chests over here is already pretty damn good. With really like taking into account like very high progress into account. If you're doing something a little bit lower, like for example hard, and that's like as far as you can go, but that's gonna be going down a little bit. I'm talking more about these chances. Once you are able to go to Nightmare and clear it all the way up to the ultimate chest, the chance of getting Ancient Shards is gonna be doubling. You're gonna be able to get up to 12 on average per month out of killing the Demon Lord on Nightmare and of course getting the higher difficulty chest right over here. So that is already double the drop rate. Now as soon as you get to this point, you're also really obviously hoping to get the bigger like rewards over here, for example the Sacred Shards. Once you do get to that point, you'd rather very much be getting those, but at least on average you're gonna be getting those 12 Ancient Shards. Now if we take it all the way to Ultra Nightmare, that is gonna be an average of 30 per month, 30 Ancient Shards per month, straight up just coming from the clan boss, right? That is why it's so damn important to try to get yourself a very, very good cheesy team for the clan boss. Of course, you can do the clan boss on any kind of team, and it's gonna be doing just about as fine as you are like investing into your champions. So the stronger they are, the better. But there's gonna be ways of really speeding up that progress into the clan boss if you're going for proper specific teams, which are gonna be containing kind of champions that are gonna be really applying a lot of value to the clan boss in particular. We'll talk about those in further videos because right now my setup is totally not ideal for clan boss, and I'm just really like doing it with whatever my best characters are. With you can kind of see it there. It's just a few of them, right? I don't really have, like, I think I have like 6 champions that are usable. Everything else is just trash. So yeah, overall, my team, not really the greatest for this. We'll get into more specifics about the clan boss and how to properly tackle it and really go far early game in further videos. But yeah, really just invest into it as much as you can early game, because the sooner you can start clearing Nightmare, or rather even Ultra Nightmare, which is going to be taking a little while, of course, at that point, you're going to be basically showered in Ancient Shards. The sooner you get to that point, the better. Now, with all these Ancient Shards in mind, there's something that I think it's extremely important to mention, and that is that you should not really be randomly pulling your shards in general whenever you get one of those, right? Let's just say I got one right now, and I want to see if I get anything, right? Because I really need some champions. Don't just go around and be using your shards whenever, right? There's really only a time in this game where it's really worth, or rather it is the right time, the only right time there is in this game to actually pull your shards, and that is during 2x events, right? There's events where it doubles the chances of getting epics and legendaries, right? It's like the perfect time and really the only time where you should be pulling those shards, and this applies to any kind of shards, right? Now you might be tempted to do so during like progressive chance events and stuff, but it's definitely not worth doing during that time, right? Because if you're only going to be pulling like a few, then this progressive chance is not going to be triggering, and even in that case, and even if you're like taking these chances very high up, you're only really guaranteeing yourself to, it's not even guaranteed, you're only really aiming to get these one specific legendary or whatever you're choosing out of the progressive chance. Really not worth it, right? It's only really worth it to do so during the 2x chance, especially if like it's a double, even like a double legendary champion pool whenever it's like happening, right? Like let's just say, for example, I got my Molly and my Owella both from one Ancient Shard, because there was an event running where you would get 2 legendaries if you actually pull one from an Ancient Shard, right? So there you go, double the value out of a single Ancient Shard. That was an insane luck that I had on my account. But even if it's just a double X, or rather 2x chance on any of the kind of shards you have, definitely be patient, wait for it, look at some resources online where you can see when those events are going to be coming around. Don't just go around wasting them and using them, even if you're like getting like 30 up to 80 a month, which we already talked about. Patience is key in this game. Knowing when to use your resources is really what's going to be taking you the extra mile and allowing you to do a lot more progress. Things like using your resources during clan versus clan, or in the case of the shards in particular, really importantly, to use them when they are actually going to be worth using them, right? Whenever the chances are going to be favorable, because otherwise you're just wasting things and not taking your chances, right? It's like gambling with like negative odds, or like lower odds as you can possibly have. Why would you ever do that, right? So yes, you need to be patient in this game. You need to be actually stacking things up. I don't think there's any events with mystery shards, so those are totally irrelevant. But anything else that's like worth waiting and keeping, like anything that's going to be dropping legendary, ancient and up, always be saving them up until there's a 2x event. And with that, I think I kind of covered every single avenue in this game where you can get a bunch of Ancient Shards sort of guaranteed, kind of not deterministically, but really like aiming at the ways you can get them in big bulk, right? Free to play, totally. Of course, if you're aiming for a Demon Lord build, you're going to be getting a lot more and able to scale that Ancient Shard pulling a lot higher every month, straight out for free. And that's pretty much the end of the video, guys. As I mentioned before, if you are not yet using Aptoide, you should definitely be looking into doing so. Now, when you download Raid Shadow Legends through Aptoide and buy things in Raid Shadow Legends, you're going to be able to earn bonuses that can scale up all the way up to 35% of the money you are spending, right? Starting at 10% of the money you're spending, it can be 35% of the money you're spending, like let's say this 60 euros is going to be a bonus that you can get once eventually you do have enough of it. You're going to be able to go ahead, as I showed before, you are going to be able to use the bonus to buy the things for you instead of actually using your real money. So it's definitely very powerful. If you're going to be buying stuff anyways, you are a spender in Raid Shadow Legends, you want to be getting onto this as soon as possible. There's going to be a guide down there in the comment section where it's going to be allowing you to just like look up how to install the whole thing and like set it up. It's going to be very easy. It's only going to be working on Android devices, like let's just say an emulator on your PC like BlueStacks or your Android phone. And if you go ahead and use my code, which is going to be here on the screen as well as down in the description, you're going to be able to scale that bonus by a flat 5% for the get-go, so you can start earning even more bonuses right away, right? So hopefully you enjoyed the video. Let me know if I missed any other ways of actually getting a big bunch of Ancient Shards that I think you might think that is worth noting. In any case, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye. See you.